Hello, John Paul here. So I want to provide you that update you were requesting the other day. It was Friday. Anyhow, we here we are. Just give you an update. We're applying the chrome, and we've had to contact the chrome shop because there's a piece missing from here, but we have another one of those pieces here that we can send to the chrome shop should we need to, but the chrome shop lost yours. Which is rare, but they do. We don't lose them, but sometimes they do. All right. So let's see. We've installed the shaft log. We drilled dimples, which is it's below the floor here. So I'm just kind of going through our invoices for the last month as to what we've accomplished while we're okay. So the shaft log hose on this was really long, and there was basically no space between the coupling and the rear and the shaft log. The bolts that were here were too long, so we've still got to we put it together just to get it aligned. We put it together with some washers, but we've still got to change those out. Definitely, we're definitely not going to go with that. And then I've got a pin stuck in my, there we go, down inside my shirt. It's bothering me. It didn't stay clipped. And we have, of course, the engine's all detailed, carburetor rebuilt, as I recall, starter rebuilt, generator, yours has been adapted to an alternator your engine had, so you have a new marine alternator. Yours was not marine. There is a fuel pressure switch, and that's used because you have an electric pump, and that fuel pressure switch has been, the old one was not properly wired, so we've got it wired properly. And there were some other wiring issues back here in this corner, especially, that we've cleaned up. And you see your new blower in place right here, and a new bilge pump down here, and then here's your new bilge blower hose in place. So it looks like we've managed to step on that or something. It looks like we're going to be replacing that already. Here's your new fuel tank in place as well, and you can see your fuel filter peeking around the corner right here. So all the ceiling boards have been put back in place. Those were all done as well. We don't normally include those in the cost of the of a strip and refinish. Usually they're in better shape than yours were. We decided to try to challenge ourselves and fit them in there and not have to charge any extra, but that's, we went a little bit over on the strip and refinish, and that's why. We've reinstalled the batteries and battery switch. There were 2 batteries in here, which we had forgotten, but there's 2, but you have your original 2 back because we kept them on the racks. This was not the original flooring. It appears that, I think I sent you a video earlier, it appears that the flooring that was used was actually called flame straw. I don't think it would be a very good look with the correct upholstery, which was red Tolex, I believe. I'd have to look up what your upholstery is, but I think the original flooring would kind of suck. I think this flooring does quite well, and this is something your dad put in, and it's still got some life left in it. All right, and let's see. We've essentially got all your, almost all your stainless off, buffed, reinstalled. He has the correct light stern pole fixture installed. We had a wrong one on there, so we've still got these holes. Well, actually, there's only one hole that we're going to have to fill. This was apparently there was a an older, the non-lighted pole, which was not a Chris-Craft pole. It was just a flagpole back here, and it was offset, and that's where it was mounted. Let's see. Okay, ski pole is installed. We've got it in. Duplicated another ski pole and that we had in my son's boat, and have installed that now. This portion of the ski pole goes on down to the very top of the keel, and we installed a white oak block at the very bottom of this pole. That this pole goes down into a socket in that block. So we've done that this month as well. Let's see, working forward here. I mean, because if you just look at the boats, like, oh, what's different? Let's see. The next page back. Oh, yeah, okay. So since, I don't know if it's since the last update or not, but during this month we installed the fuel tank. I think we had it maybe sitting in here before, but hadn't really gotten it installed. I have the new water separator filter that I mentioned. New bilge pump, I mentioned that. New fuel pump, which I don't see where it's installed, but oh, there it is. Yeah, you have your new fuel pump back here, right here. And then I mentioned some of the wiring problems that we corrected. Your dad had rewired it, and he didn't use color-coded wire, which that's not a big deal, because he was smart enough to code all the wires with numbers. Unfortunately, the numbers, we couldn't find any reference of what numbered wire went to what function, so we had to do a little sorting out there. Not a lot, but that wasn't a big deal, but just a little deal. Each one of these, of course, so this line of fasteners is on a rib, and this line is on a floating piece of wood back there that's about a 1/2 inch thick, or 3/8 of an inch thick, and about 3 inches wide. So we had to make a couple of those because some of them had gotten in kind of bad shape. Because every time you take those screws out, put them back in, then you're in a different hole, and pretty soon it's just your piece of wood starts to look like Swiss cheese. So we did that. Got those guys installed. Here comes another page. So of course, this is the stage at which, if it sounds like we're tying up a lot of loose ends, this is the stage at which you do tie up a lot of loose ends. Yeah, and of course, our bilge pumps, we used new 3/4 inch hose. We put a larger discharge in back here. This one was about the diameter of a pencil, and so the bilge pumps, and the bilge pump really wasn't originally installed in the back. So a lot of people installed them because, of course, when you get on a plane, your boat tilts back. So a lot of people have installed them there, but initially they weren't there. Anyway, so there was this better pump that's back here now. Basically, the size of the opening on this was reducing the efficiency of the pump. I'm trying to push a lot of water through something the diameter of a pencil. It squirts out pretty far, but it's still less than half the amount of water coming out of that fitting as will come out of this. We actually dropped the engine box in that we made and made sure that it fit properly. We did that Friday, and we've taken the engine box back out because now we're gonna put the cover on it. So we're about ready. We put this, I guess it was Tuesday or Wednesday, we put this guy on the trailer, and it won't be long before we'll be taking him out on the lake and testing him. And And we've got a couple more holes to fill that, you know, we didn't realize. We had forgotten what was up here. It was a mooring chalk instead of the lifting ring, so we're getting that corrected. So anyhow, oh, and one other comment I would make is, I don't believe this is the factory light. This, I believe, is an aftermarket light. Factory lights sometimes get lost in the process of changing bulbs that drop in the lake, whatever. I don't know why that is the case, but that does seem to be the case. Let's see, what else have we got? So that leaves us, you know, we're running out of parts on your parts bin, and that leaves us with. Oh, we also did some repair to this seat frame. Seat frame. This piece right here in the back. This piece ended up being rotted out, so we made a new one of those for on your seat frame. Oh, here's the old one. I'd like to take a look at that. And so it was done, and so we made a new one for you there. And we've been sorting through your stuff and moving stuff from shelf to shelf as we put your boat together. But and then of course we have one final job to do there, and that's going to be to fix the size of your cover. So getting real close, and I know you're getting very anxious as well, and we're anxious too. So we're getting that's our progress, and I'll talk to you soon. I have somebody calling in here.